war,
education,
finance,
science.
religion. There are many issues, questions, and problems that the world's smartest scholars ponder every single day. But where do you go if you have first world problems? Welcome to First World Answers. My name, of course, is Keith Evans. This is Michael Goodpastor. Today's question: who is the best tag team of all time?
Of all time.
Of all time.
Wrestling?
Yeah, wrestling, not rap duo tag team.
Okay.
Okay. Several come to mind, obviously.
Cagney and Lacey.
No, wrestling.
Turner and Hooch.
No, wrestling. I don't. What?
Tango and Cash?
No, these are all parody porns you're talking about.
Oh. I get them confused sometimes.
Okay, so obviously. Okay, this is. I've actually had this conversation recently, like around like WrestleMania and shit like that. We were talking about this. Obviously, the best era for tag teams was between the late 80s, early 90s.
Best or just most? They had so many. Because there was a lot of shitty tag teams too.
Yeah, but they were also more prominent, I feel like.
Notable, but not prominent.
Yeah, notable.
I mean, the Killer Bees really matter to anybody. Just the fact they existed is kind of notable. Power and Glory.
Everybody stop shitting on Power and Glory.
I'm not shitting on them.
I love Power and Glory. As a kid, I loved them.
But 15 years from now, people will be talking about head cheese the same way.
Well.
You know, Steve Blackman and Al Snow.
Well, okay, even think about that era, though. Like, yeah, there were so many, but there were still, even out of those notables, there were still
there was great ones, yeah.
The
Rockers, Heart Foundation.
Heart Foundation, Demolition, Legion of Doom. If you're counting, like...
Nasty Boys should be brought up.
Any duo of the Horsemen at that point.
Was there ever really a Horseman tag team that really stood out?
Arn Anderson and Tully Blanchard.
Yeah. Okay.
Who went on to be the Brainbusters in WWE.
Okay.
You know, then you had like your Rock and Roll Express and your Midnight Expresses and shit like
People always throw them out there like they're really, really great.
I never really liked them. I mean,
they do drop kicks.
Out of all the Rock, okay, this is what we discussed before. We were like, if we could put together our own tag team division of tag teams all across the board.
Wow.
These were my picks. I picked the Dudley Boys.
Ooh.
The Young Bucks. Because I figured like you have to have that.
You couldn't have the Hardys.
Express rock and roll rockers type of team.
Just the Hardys.
And I like the Young Bucks better than I like the Hardys for sure. Young Bucks are far better than the Hardys.
Do they ever get charisma, or are they still kind of boring?
They have charisma in the ring. I mean,
I've never seen them have charisma.
What do you mean, like do a promo?
Promo, personality, ring presence. They can put on good matches, but it's like they're putting on matches for nobody.
That's what you need.
They're putting on matches for nobody.
You can teach them all the other shit at the Performance Center.
I'm not teaching them shit.
I'll build a Performance Center, and then I'll just teach them all that shit. It's easy. I don't know. Okay, so then you got like people like that. Heart Foundation was as a child. Heart Foundation is one of my favorite tag teams of all time.
I like the Rockers.
Let's see.
Legion of Doom. It's pretty hard to argue with Legion of Doom.
It's hard to argue, but at the same time, and I know I might get a lot of flack for this, but are not the Dudley Boys were like kind of the newer Legion of Doom? Yeah. Like the newer generation Legion of Doom?
By the way of like going in multiple companies, winning championships, different places.
Right.
But
being dominant, being more of a strong, they were never like the technical team or like the high flying team. They were obviously a power team. And a team that was able to brawl, I guess.
Yeah.
Like right now, like who's the best tag team right now? It's the Young Bucks.
Oh God.
Who is better than them? Who's better than them? If you say the Usos, I'm gonna slit your throat.
I wouldn't say the Usos. I hate the Usos, but they have more personality than the Young Bucks. Young Bucks, they can go in there and have a great match, but it's like watching a video game. There's no personality behind it. I want a tag team that fans are gonna care about, not just like indie marks.
But like who would you say is the best tag team right now?
Right now,
Yeah.
the Rhodes Brothers is pretty awesome. I like them too right now, but I mean it's not really fair to say because they'll probably be broken up within.
But
a
you
few
have
months.
to combine your thing of like personality and stuff also with wrestling and what they've accomplished and accolades and belts and championships.
And
And
what has
shit.
Young Bucks done? They haven't been on any major television. They couldn't even get
There's
there.
only one major television. So
Well,
like there's only one major
they're
television.
not even good enough to be in
wrestling
TNA.
television.
TNA wouldn't even sign them up.
What? It's
Did
crazy.
TNA sign them? Did
Huh?
TNA even try to get the money? Because odds are they wouldn't say no.
Yeah, sure. Well,
Why
no,
would
the
they
young,
say no?
the Young Bucks were on TNA.
Didn't
They were on
expanded.
TNA. I forgot what their name was.
They gave tag titles to everybody on TNA, and they get tag. What? Why? Why would?
They were only there for a short minute though.
So look at the Young Wolves. They're there now.
But here's the thing though, like for somebody to pick to go to TNA, like we know why the Young Bucks aren't in WWE
Yeah,
because of the whole Booker T thing.
and because they have no personality, I'm sure they can get.
Oh, because there's so many other teams like in the tag team division that have personality. Who else has personality in WWE tag team wise?
The Rhodes Brothers. I don't
We're
like.
not we're not gonna count the Shield or the Wyatt family
Fair enough.
because
Oh,
they're more stable-ish
Okay, fine.
than tag team. I mean, they obviously have tag team.
Neither one of
tag
us
team
like the
championships.
Usos, but kids like them. They have personality. They have no match. They don't have the wrestling.
Fuck what the kids like. I don't give
They're
a
the ones
fuck what the
buying
children
shirts. They're the
like.
ones buying shirts every day of the year except WrestleMania and the day after.
Who else are the Los Matadors? Yeah.
They have more person. Los Matadors have more personality than Young
Yes,
Bucks.
but also not better than the Young Bucks. Like,
They can do flips
not-
and super kicks too. No big deal.
Just to say that the Young Bucks just do flips and super kicks is so.
I have not seen one
downgraded.
Young Buck match that actually has psychology. They're high spot workers. They would be great in WCW in like 1999 when they had like the Young Dragon.
So you're telling me that the Young Bucks, you instigated the
Well,
Young
let's just
Bucks
put the Young
to-
Bucks to the side. This isn't a
in
Young
the
Bucks debate.
TLC.
They'd be great in that, but they wouldn't work the crowd at all the whole time.
Speaking of TLC, we didn't mention Edge and Christian.
Edge and Christian's
Edge and Christian out of like the whole Dudley Boy, Jeff Hardy, Edge and Christian won the belts the most times, I think.
I like we're not even acknowledging that Matt Hardy as a person.
Who?
Exactly.
The man who death forgot. Because death is too busy to be dealing with Matt fucking Hardy. He's gonna take care of Jeff Hardy first anyway.
I think I like Harlem Heat.
Harlem Heat.
Harlem Heat's my number one fit. My favorite tag team of all time is Harlem Heat.
Harlem Heat. You know who else I liked as a kid? Samoan SWAT team. I was a Samoan SWAT team mark when I was like, because they were just like crazy and like, they would do a lot of like they were kind of I feel like they're kind of an underrated team when you bring up teams of that era.
They were.
And far better than their grandchildren, the Usos. Far better.
Wow.
I don't hate the Usos. It's just something about like because I was even kind of proud when they won the tag team championship, but I don't know. It's just.
It's their attire.
Are we also
And
counting
entrance.
the throw together teams of the main event guys?
No, I don't think that's fair.
Because if we do that, I mean,
Austin and Shawn Michaels had tag titles together. I think
Yeah.
that's the case. And Undertaker.
but theirs was more.
Ooh, the
of a-
Brothers of Destruction. Come on.
Oh,
We-
speaking of brothers' instructions, can we talk about the skyscrapers for a minute?
The Steiner Brothers.
Can we talk about the Steiner brothers? I want the Steiner brothers with, but minus Scott Steiner, sub Big Papa Puff. Like
So
if
no
he had been
mullets.
on the mic like that
No mullets.
while they were the Steiner brothers,
They
oh
wouldn't
my
have
God.
existed because no one would have put them on TV.
They wouldn't have existed.
They wouldn't have existed.
Holla!
I'm pretty sure like Carlito's dad probably would have stabbed him in Mexico or something.
Carlito's dad.
I'm going with Legion of Doom.
Legion of Doom.
Yeah. You gonna go with Young Bucks?
No, not the greatest of all time. No, mine's actually a toss up between. I mean, Legion of Doom is definitely up there. Toss up between the Dudley Boys and Heart Foundation.
Okay, fair enough.
So, yeah,
Okay,
that's the answer. What's your answer?
not Young Bucks.
Not Young Bucks.